Good evening. My name is David Gilman. I am the chair of the Budget Committee for Bronx Community Board number 8. We are here to discuss the proposed capital and expense budget priorities for fiscal year 2026. Let me explain the fiscal year. We are now in fiscal year 2025, which began July 1st and ends June 30th. July 1st of next year will be the start of fiscal year 2026. And through the winter and spring, the various committees, operating committees of Community Board 8 met and came up with their individual lists of priorities for capital and expense projects with the to be hopefully conducted by the New York City agencies. Then over the summer, Chair Julie Reyes and District Manager Farah Rubin and I met, and we took an initial pass collating all of those and making a tentative list of priorities, which you may have seen. They are posted on our Bronx Community Board 8 website. The priorities were not necessarily weighted to everyone's preference, but they take into consideration the following: community input through the year, urgency, severity of the problem, geography across the community district, equity amongst the various constituencies within the community, immediate and or broad community impact, redundancy to other requests, and whether it's already budgeted or in process. So the purpose of this evening is to hear input from the community regarding those two lists of priorities to see if any individual community member has comments about them. And at the conclusion of this hearing, we will then start the October board meeting of Community Board 8, which will begin with a gallery session for the community for general comments. And during the period, during the committee reports through the evening, the Budget Committee will bring up these priorities, and the board as a whole will vote on these priorities, and we will submit those priorities to the Office of Management and Budget, which is the mayor's office that coordinates all the agencies. So at this point, I asked, does anybody from the community have any particular comments or questions about the capital and expense budget priorities and maybe their order for fiscal year 2026? Okay. Chair Julie Reyes would like to make some comments. So. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'd just like to give up my chairmanship and hand it over to Margaret, so I'll not speak as a chairperson. Okay. Right, Dave is chair of the meeting.
Right.
Okay, so then I just like to say that for the community board, when we go into our session, just to make notice to the public and also the board members that there are 2 items that will be asked to be. Okay. That there are 2 items that will be presented as a friendly amendment to the budget priorities. 2 items from the Aging Committee. Transportation for older adult centers and to increase funding for programs in older adult centers. And 3 items from the public who have contacted the office and has budget. 1, the Aging Committee to request funding for older adult housing, and for the Health and Hospital, requesting counseling services to provide funding for counseling services for domestic violence, mental health problems, and suicide hotlines, and with the New York City Police Department Domestic Violence Unit, and also from the Health and Hospitals, increased funding for protective medical supplies, such as hand sanitizers, gloves, masks to combat future virus outbreaks. And that's it for now.
Thank you.
Discussion.
Yeah, we'll bring them up the appropriate time during the budget committee discussion about the priorities. So again, does anybody from the community have any particular comments about the capital and expense budget priorities for fiscal year 2026?
You got a hand up on the screen.
Oh, excuse me.
Rachel.
Rachel, is it about the existing priorities, or is it about the future ones that you wanted to discuss?
It was about adding something. Is that later?
That would be later. You can do that during the public gallery session. This is
Thank you.
focused on the existing priorities that we've worked on for the past year, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments? Do I hear a motion to adjourn this hearing? Mary Ellen? A second? Caesar? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Should have done that reverse way. I'll deem it unanimous. Thank you. We have 15 minutes before the board meeting itself will happen, and I believe that will start with the public gallery session. Thank you for coming out.